All right. Well, welcome to the first episode. This is going to be a mini episode of the Cherub Defense Solutions Cherub Podcast. We're going to be introducing everyone listening to what Cherub Defense does. I have with me on Skype, Elmer. And how do you pronounce your last name, Elmer?
Querubin.
Querubin. Okay. So, I'm sure there would be lots of questions from people looking at your name and like, how do you pronounce that? So, Querubin, Elmer Querubin, the CEO of Cherub Defense. And he is on to talk to me, and my name is Nathan Shields. I am also a member of the Cherub Defense team. And we are here to talk all about what Cherub Defense is going to be doing this upcoming year. The podcast is meant to get the word out and to share with everyone listening what the goals of Cherub are and what we can provide for you as far as services, products, and anything else related to self-defense products. There's training also, and then coaching. Elmer is also an excellent coach, and I personally have been coached by Elmer, so I can definitely give my 2 cents on that subject, very much so. So Elmer, don't let me do all the talking. Please introduce yourself to all the listeners.
Hi, Nathan. Nathan's a great guy. Really thank him a lot for working with me on this podcast. I'm going to thank him in advance. Thank you for your time and everything for helping me out here. I appreciate that. Talking about self-defense and Cherub Defense LLC, we are here to provide people like ideas and ways so that they can improve their life. And usually we use self-defense as a method to increase their life enrichment, if you call it. My background in self-defense is, of course, when I was 5 years old. That's where I started. I asked my mom to join the martial arts, and my first class was 5 years old as a Taekwondo guy. So I kept moving on, and I stayed with Taekwondo, and I got a little bit older, all the way till I was age 12, and I got introduced to Filipino martial arts. From there, I kept going, and now I'm one of the lead instructors at the Brown Institute of Martial Arts, where the instructor, I've got to give homage to our teacher. This is also Nathan's teacher, Sensei Jeff Brown, hence the Brown Institute of Martial Arts. And I've been training with him for almost 7 years now. I'm one of his Kali instructors, his CLOT instructors, as well as his personal ICS system, which means Integrative Combat Systems. And that was a lot of fun. Nathan, you've got a background right over there, too. How long have you been doing martial arts with Jeff Brown?
Yeah, with Guru Brown, I've been there since around 2007, so we're going on about 5 years. I've trained almost exclusively during that time in Kali, CLOT, and Muay Thai kickboxing, and I'm hoping to, eventually expand into some of the other really nice classes that he has to offer, such as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, run by some of the other high-ranking students who teach those classes for him. And yeah, I have always enjoyed my time with Guru Brown. His dojo is full service, has everything that you need there, but it also has a really nice feel to it as far as being smaller than the big places, but small enough to care, but big enough to make a difference, I guess is a good way to put it.
It's like a family atmosphere, don't you think?
Very much so.
Oh, and it was that's what we like. And that's like that kind of history and that background. I want to employ that into Cherub Defense. We kind of don't want to be too big. We want to be personal. We want to help people move on forward. As far as my coaching background, I have been coaching since I was 16 years old. And you guys think, why were you 16? Well, because at the age of 16, I started mentoring kids that were younger than me. For example, it really started because of my church background. I was a youth leader at the age of 16 for this church, and it was a Filipino church, a big Filipino community church in Seattle, Washington, and it's called World International Ministries. And I served as their youth leader for 3 years. In fact, I still have great memories, just coaching and teaching Bible studies and helping them them as in the youth, move forward in life. As I got into the military, I actually used my coaching skills when I became a supervisor to my troops. In fact, I use it right now. I have 2 troops right now that I use my coaching methods to learn. So I've been in the military for about 9 years using those coaching methods. As I got older, per se, I didn't realize that coaching was a career field. And I found out through 48 days how to become a coach. So I used their training curriculum, and I was endorsed by Dan Miller. If you go to 48days.com and you go under Meet the Coaches, you'll see my picture there. And that means Dan Miller looked at my training and he says, "You are fit to be a coach." And that's how I became an official coach. And it's great because I've been doing it for almost most of my life, since the age of 16. So that's about 12 years. And I didn't realize that was a career field. And it's so great because I'm seeing people change. Like, Nathan, how did my coaching help you?
The coaching has helped very much in allowing me to direct myself towards the things that I do want to do, while also understanding that, you have to lay a good foundation. You have to set things up for your own success. You can't expect things just to happen. There has to be some serious planning and understanding about your motivations and goal setting and what you really want from your life. I feel that is the crux of what I've gotten from the coaching thus far.
And as a result, what was the biggest change you've had so far?
Well, the biggest change I've had so far, I would say, is an attitude shift. I really believe now that the things that I want to do, that are special to me, that are my passions, I will be able to actually make somewhat of a living off of. A lot of people think to themselves, well, I can't do this or that because it's not going to, I can't live off of what I really want to do, therefore I have to have a day job. Well, there's, some truth to that, I suppose, but it's also very true that you can fulfill yourself psychologically, emotionally, and in some ways financially from following your dreams and finding your passion and making it work for you.
Exactly. And a lot of people think it's I should get this or that. I should have a job I love, or I'll go to a job that actually pays money. People are finding I gotta do this, or got to do that. But what a coach does is he finds the end. Like, some people believe that they should serve the church, but they have to live a poor lifestyle. The thing is, you could actually have a rather rich lifestyle and serve the church. You could have a rich lifestyle and also work for the community. It's just on how you view things, and exactly, you're on point when you're talking about attitude. It's all about the attitude.
Definitely so. I think this is a good moment to talk about what role faith has played in the creation of Cherub Defense and how you look at it as the CEO.
Well, for example, like, faith is necessary when you start a business. In terms of faith, like, for example, I run the business from a Christian perspective. I actually lead people towards Christ using the business, but that's not the main goal. I use a lot of the biblical principles onto real everyday stuff because I believe those make changes in life. If I throw Nathan, what's your background in your faith?
My background in faith, my background is in Christian. This is the culture that I've grown up in, but I myself, much more cosmopolitan. My faith is a lot more, I don't really know the right word for it, but it's, I guess I want to say agrarian, sort of like that. But for anyone who maybe be off-put by, he's running a Christian-based company, I don't know about that, definitely put those worries aside, because I myself, I'm definitely not I guess I would be considered a non-believer, but at the same time, I'm a spiritual person, and I've found a lot of good to come morally, the way that Elmer does use, the way you do use the biblical texts to express your points. As someone who can find value in all religions and in the way you're applying Christianity to the way you coach and to the way you run Cherub Defense, I really find a lot of value in that. And for anyone out there who may be thinking, well, maybe I don't want to get involved because of the way, the religion is playing it. It's not really about the religion. It's about using that as a vehicle for better explaining a point or getting across a good message. And that can cross all kinds of boundaries.
Yeah, so I don't force my religion on you when I do my coaching.
Right.
Yeah, what I try to do is, I know I use biblical. There's some biblical fruits in everything. You could find Like, for example, thou shall not steal. That's a universal truth right over there. Don't kill a person. Well, there are also universal truths on like how to move upon business. You don't take advantage of people. We got to view business as a service to people. You don't take advantage of them. And the rewards is actually what they pay you. That's thank you in dollars and cents. But that's how I put a role into my business and how I run it, is that we provide a service that people need. And that's those three services are like in self-defense. We teach people how to protect their lives. We also provide products. We try to find the best buy on our end so that the people get the best value for their dollar that they spend. We know it's hard. You know, the economy's tough right now, but we try to do the best that we can so people could afford our services. And then the last one is coaching. Those are the three sides that we provide in Cherub Defense LLC.
So let's talk more about self-defense. Obviously, there is a big background for everyone involved, and of course there's defense in the title, and self-defense is very important. Obviously the martial arts are going to be an essential thing in the services that we provide and that you wish to provide. Tell us more about what kinds of services Cherub Defense does offer in the realm of self-defense.
Okay, let me tell you something about statistics over here, and I got this off the FBI.gov website, and you can look it for yourself. In 2009, there were over 1.2 million cases of, what do you call it? Oh gosh, what was the name that the...
like assault?
Well, no, not assault, but these are the serious ones. These are the serious...
Oh, okay.
Like this includes like forcible rape, murder, robbery, and robbery is basically someone stealing with a weapon, and felonious assault. I mean, these are the heavy threats, and there's 1.2 million cases of it. And you know what that counts out? That's 4 seconds. Every 4 seconds, one of those criminal acts is happening in the United States. What do you think about that, Nathan?
Well, I think that just like most statistics, it can be very alarming. And while it's hard to pinpoint exactly where bad things are happening, a lot of people do want to be prepared. And even I myself, even though I've never had to use my martial arts knowledge in self-defense, and I really, truly hope never to have to do that, to always put myself in situations where I can be safe rather than in danger, I believe that a lot of people always want to have knowledge that they can protect themselves and their families. And statistics show that it can happen to you. And if you want to be prepared, there are ways to be prepared without being paranoid.
Exactly. And you got to view self-defense not like a weapon, like an offensive kind of thing, but rather view it like insurance. When you get it, you hope you never have to use it. So that's how I view self-defense. And I think it's great, too. It's also, I mean, that was the main reason. The second one is the physical aspect of training your body. I mean, we've got a obesity epidemic that's happening right now. I mean, you've seen the videos and everything that goes along with that. I mean, you were in physical exercise. You were in that track for a while. I mean, what did you learn from that?
I've learned that obesity is a serious problem. People of any age becoming more engrossed with sitting at entertainment at a screen or playing video games. I mean, there is certainly time and place for that, but it is also essential to be physically active for the betterment of your health. Maybe not always your longevity, because you never know when someone might, just the time may run out, but for the quality of life, there is a lot to be said for the importance of physical activity, good diet, and things of that nature. Definitely so.
Yeah. And the last thing with self-defense is that we want to be a little bit different from most curriculums of self-defense in terms that we include weapons. That includes like using the sticks, using a knife, using a firearm per se. We've got instructors here that are CCL holders or NRA certified, the National Rifle Association certified. So we are surrounded by people or instructors that understand how to use all sides of weapons. For example, Nathan himself is a Kali instructor. at the Brown Institute of Martial Arts. He's very humble not to really talk about it, but he does include. He does know a lot of stick and knife applications. Yeah. How do you feel about adding that to the company?
I feel that adding that is essential. A lot of people may feel more confident, and there are certainly a lot of psychological factors when it comes to being confronted with and carrying a weapon. Not that a weapon should provide you with empty confidence, but it is a tool that you can use to get yourself out of bad situations, if necessary, by use of intimidation. And quite frankly, I just find weapons to be something almost a sort of, what's the right word? A sort of just impulse. Humans just like weapons for some reason, and that's not to say that there's anything good or bad about weapons, but being able to know that you are proficient with a weapon adds a lot to, I think, your self-confidence and your understanding of just how dangerous weapons are and why you should respect them.
Exactly. I like that. I like how you said you should respect weapons. But we can also be on the receiving side of weapons as well. And learning how to defend against that is a critical point. I mean, what do you do if a firearm is pointed at you? What do you do if a knife is pointed at you, or a
Absolutely.
stick, or a bat, or whatever?
These are the kinds of things that we're going to be showing.
Yeah, and learning how to defend against those things, using products, self-defense products. For example, you could use a stun gun. How can you use that in a self-defense action? Because usually there's a specific reason why I add self-defense products in coaching, because we see self-defense as a whole person concept. To rely just on a pepper spray or to rely just on a stun gun to be the end all is a totally false way of thinking. In fact, I have one of these. One of the brands here for pepper spray that I have here, and there's a warning on here that says, let me look. I'm trying to look at it here. Okay, here is a warning right in the back of one of the back of the pepper spray models, and it says, remember, do not rely solely on any self-defense product for protection. Avoid dangerous and isolated, poorly lighted areas and travel with others when possible. Take reasonable precautions to avoid situations where self-defense will become necessary. So awareness, understanding the awareness is part of it. So even the products that we sell say, don't rely just on the products. Self-defense is a whole person concept. You can't just rely on the products. You can't also just rely solely on your skills as well. You've got to be aware, and you got to learn how to use like vocal judo, as they say, or vocal self-defense.
At the same time, Cherub is also dedicated to selling only top quality products. Even though that you shouldn't rely solely on a product, that doesn't mean that the product should not be top of the line and tested, as people may have already seen in some of the YouTube videos that Cherub has already put up.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, that was a horrible test.
For those who don't know, Elmer and Tony, one of the other Cherub members, subjected themselves to the pepper spray test, and I have seen the pictures and the video. It's an entertaining video, you can't lie, but it also shows that these products are definitely for real and that they will be effective, especially when coupled with the self-defense that you would learn at a Cherub seminar or through individualized training.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about one of the products we sell.
Yeah.
For example, we sell this Saber product called the 3-in-1, and what it has is they have the military grade tear gas. Military grade tear gas. They also have the pepper spray with the 10% OC in it. And on top of that, they have the UV dye, just in case you get away, so that the cops can use that UV dye to basically identify your tracker.
That's interesting.
That's a high quality product that we sell over there. Not only that, we also do our handmade. We also make our own Kupatons as well. That's a small weapon that you could use, and we usually offer it for free during our seminars because it's a way that you could carry in your keychain and to defend yourself while you're walking the street, say if you don't have a pepper spray on you. We also buy high-quality stun guns. I mean, we have a myriad of people that we're trying to talk with right now that are selling it at pretty good prices so that you guys could get the benefit, that the customer gets the basically get it at a good price what we can offer.
Very cool. I have a question. As a potential customer, what are going to be some of the resources Cherub gives for understanding the legality of carrying things such as a Kubotan or pepper spray?
Well, we have it on our website. We don't have it yet, but I used to have it on our old website where there are certain states that cannot carry a certain percentage of pepper spray. It's like 2%. So we have another product that is legal in all 50 states, and it's called Maximum Strength by Saber Red. You could carry it throughout all pepper spray, but again, you have to understand your own laws. Don't rely on basically a company like me to tell you the truth, because this podcast is right now being recorded in January time of 2012. By the time you're listening to this podcast, or whoever's listening to this podcast, the laws may change, and it's your responsibility to, as a citizen of the United States, to understand your laws.
Stay informed.
To stay informed, you got to talk to your legal representative, talk to a criminal lawyer, read your own laws within your local
within your county, within your city, wherever it is that you live. Definitely understand, become a part of understanding your local laws, and if you don't like them, you can always do something about that.
Yeah, that's why we have a free country. We could vote. We could voice our opinion.
Very nice. So let's move on into the coaching aspect. This is our third aspect of what Cherub offers to potential customers and clients. So talk to me about the coaching side.
The coaching side, right now, I only offer 3 services, and that is career, financial, and life coaching. In career coaching, what I basically do is I define who that person is. I use personality tests, I use our interactions together, and I also use my knowledge of what jobs are out there to help them find a job that fits that person. So it's basically that person-oriented kind of ways. I also help them with their resume building, and I also help them with interview skills. My wife, who's actually part of Cherub Defense LLC, runs interviews for a living. It's her job. So she knows what to look for in a great candidate, and she could definitely help you. You're not just getting, as a coach, you're not just getting me, you're getting an entire team. The input of Nathan, the input of Tony, the input of Cynthia, all of us trying to help that person become better in life.
And at the same time, everything is kept very personal and private. And I mean, I myself have been a client of Elmer's for life coaching and have been very impressed and thankful for the amount of tact that he has when it comes to his coaching services.
Well, thank you. The second part is the financial portion of coaching. And that basically deals with how do I handle your finances? How do you handle your finances? Not how do I? Finances are a big thing. And did you know that the average millionaire makes $70,000 a year?
Very interesting stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, and a lot of people, they make around $49,000 a year. So that's only $3,000 more than the average person. So why are there millionaires out there that only make $70,000 a year? And the biggest thing is, what people don't understand is that it's the outgo. It's not what comes in, it's how we handle our finances once it's in our hands. Some people are living out there kind of like spending their money, not keeping track. So what I do is I help them develop a budget, I help them develop a plan, and I help them execute it. I am looking in the future to become one of Dave Ramsey's financial coaches. He has a program out there. It's really good. If you go to DaveRamsey.com, a lot of my resources come from his philosophy on money. You could also go to Crown Ministries. I also look at their philosophy on money, and I also look at 48 Days on their philosophy on money. and I combine it to make it and tailor it for that person in their program. I help people get out of debt. I teach classes. I've been teaching a class, and I've been a Financial Peace University coordinator for about a year now. And I'm starting a class this Friday trying to help people get out of debt and then having wealth. And the big signage that Dave Ramsey has for those classes is live a life. Oh gosh, I forgot the name of it. Live like no one else so that later you could live like no one else.
Ah, I see.
And that's what I'm trying to teach Nathan right now.
Yes, absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
finally,
Yes, go ahead.
And finally, the life coaching portion of the curriculum is basically basically focusing on the 7 areas of life and how to balance it. And I'm helping that with Nathan right now, and I'm helping that with a few clients. So, and Nathan's been one of my best clients. He's done a great job.
Well, as with everything else, I'm always humble, always know that I can do more to be more proactive with not only my own goals, but with just about anything I do. But I appreciate that. And yes, Elmer is very good at helping you motivate yourself. It takes a lot to decide that you need a life coach or a counselor or whoever else. And if you decide life coaching is for you, Elmer will help ease you into the process very, very quickly. Very cool, man. So as we are wrapping up this, and one question I have, then others may also have for the coaching. Are you planning on offering online coaching eventually, where you will go one-on-one, just like we are now over Skype?
Oh, definitely. I will be offering it right now. I am. It's already open for business.
Well, there you go.
For me, so you guys could reach me at elmer@cherubdefense.com, and I'll be glad to help you as your coach. You could look at my credentials online if you go to cherubdefense.com and you click on that coaching button. It'll lead you directly to my page, and it'll show you the services that I have, as well as the my history, my background, where I get my credentialing, and a brief history of how I live my life and how I use it to help you.
So yeah, nobody be discouraged. Just because you don't live in Southern Ohio doesn't mean that Elmer and Cherub Defense can't do something for you too. Very cool, very cool. Well, now as we're wrapping up, let's talk about the rest of the Cherub team. We alluded to them, gave little mentions here and there, but Elmer, give us a little introduction to the other members of the Cherub Defense team.
All right. So Nathan, he's in charge. You guys know who Nathan is. Give yourself a little bit of an intro what you do.
Well, Nathan Shields, as you guys heard in the beginning of the podcast, I have experience with podcasting and managing the audio and putting things down into a show, making sure things are up there for everyone to listen to, and giving you all something good and informative to listen to. I like to think of myself as a pretty good interviewer. I've had experience for the past couple years with my own personal website based on the fighting game community, things like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. I run the Power Up podcast, and I've done that for going on 2.5 years now, almost 3. It's going to be exciting. But yes, I have a lot of experience with that. And I'm also an amateur/journeyman level graphic designer. I've done some of the graphics you've probably seen. If you decide to check out cherubdefense.com, I've done the graphics on the home page, the buttons. Didn't do the logo, but whoever did do the logo definitely has my props because they did a really good job. And yeah, that is my expertise. As Elmer also said, I am a Kali student and instructor. He also said I'm very humble, and that I am. I always know that there is more that I can do to improve the way I teach and the way I train, which is something I always strive to do. And that's pretty much all you need to know about me. I'm very excited to be part of the Cherub team and provide my expertise here for the podcast, for other kinds of graphic media, to help Elmer present himself, the rest of the team, and Cherub overall in a very exciting way for everyone to consume and to learn something from.
Wow. And he has, Nathan has done a lot for the company in just a little time that we had. Our first initial encounter was, hey, I'll do live coaching for you if you could do all these graphics for me. And I realized I saw potential in this man, and he could provide much more to the business than just providing graphics design. And I mean, he has done incredible work. On top of that, he'll be one of our instructors in the future once we do self-defense seminars. Another big person that I am very thankful to have on my team is my wife, Cynthia Querubin. And she's an amazing woman. She does all the background scenes. I mean, talking about doing the finances, doing what needs to get done in terms of like planning ahead of time. She's my right-wing woman. She's everything that I mean, everything I want in a woman, and she supports me. I mean, biggest thing. And not only that, sometimes, well, actually, a lot of times, she helps me with the coaching clients, and she has a lot of wisdom. There's a lot to be said about women's intuition, and using them, not using them, but looking at their perspective on things from a big perspective as well, from a woman's perspective, will definitely help the client.
Very nice.
Third team member, I don't think you've ever talked to Tony, have you?
Not in person, through email almost exclusively. Yeah.
Tony, he is one interesting individual. He's a very, I don't know how to explain, but he's very blunt in what he needs to say. He's an all-around thinker in terms that whenever you want someone on your team, you want someone that'll find the problems as well as the solution to the problem. And that's what Tony is. He could give you both. And I'll give him an idea of what I plan on doing, and he'll tell you what's good with it, what's bad with it, and will give it back to me and says, you do whatever you want, Elmer. And which is great. He's open-minded as well. He's very critical, and at the same time, he's got great ideas. Right now, he's working on the Cherub Defense store. Have you seen the store, Nathan?
I have not. I didn't know that it was up yet.
Well, it's not up yet. But
well, I have not gotten the sneak peek. No, I have not.
Well, I'll send you well, it's really great.
Awesome.
I'll send you an email, and you can take a look at it yourself. But, I mean, he has put a lot of work into it. He's a researcher. So he's looked at websites that are very popular in terms of usage and ease, and basically very user-friendly. And once we have it up during the year, I would say probably 4 to 6 months from now, it would be a great-looking store. I look forward to seeing a lot of people there and lifelong relationships to our customers that buy our products, because we want them to keep coming back. Did you know that the pepper sprays and some of the other stuffs that we have has an expiration date?
That makes sense. It's all based off of organic materials, as far as I know.
Well, not the organic materials. That's not the big thing. Actually, it stays as hot as it is for the lifetime of it. Product. It's the spray, the aerosol, the things that keep the aerosol.
Oh, it's like a can of pop losing its fizz after just not being opened for however many years.
Exactly.
I see.
So but the expiration date is really far off, like 4 to 5 years, usually from when you buy it. I think that's Tony, and we got you, and then I think we got me in the beginning. So let's talk about the goals for the year.
Absolutely. So, what are some of the big goals you have for Cherub Defense LLC this year, 2012?
Well, we are planning to do a big thing. The 4 things we want to do is, number 1, self-defense classes. We got to do 4. We're going to do 4 of them throughout the year. The other one is the 48 days seminars. And these are seminars that talks about finding your dream job. And I use a lot of this application when I'm working with my clients. I use it a lot with you, Nathan, whether you realize it or not. You're finding your personal goals using your personality traits, dreams, values, and passions, as well as your skills and abilities to find your perfect job.
Absolutely.
That's going through there. The third one is we're going to open the store this year. We're excited about bringing the store and bringing it up to par for people to see, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. I like seeing the new store in the background there. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to actually tell people we're open for business on the online section. And then the fourth one is, of course, my coaching. So I'm trying to find 4 clients a month, and I'm getting there. I actually have 4 clients this month, and I want to keep doing that, and I want results. I'm not there to keep you for 12 to 13 months. I want you to get where you need to go right there. I only want your results for coaching. So that's why I kind of want a big turnaround with people. But I'll keep them for as long as they need me. But there's going to be a point where I'm going to say, hey, you can't use me as a crutch. You have to move on. You have to learn how to work this on your own. Mm-hmm. It's my job as a coach to say, okay, you don't need me. Keep going. You don't need me to be accountability. Keep going. Use yourself to be an accountability partner or whatever. Or find your own accountability partner at your workplace. So those are the 4 things this year that we're going to be focusing on.
Very cool. And then the goals for this podcast, I know that we want to do 24 topics this year, ranging from self-defense topics to coaching to product reviews, anything and everything. We're going to be covering everything that Cherub Defense has to offer.
Yeah, and I think I'm excited about it. That's going to be 24 hours. What about you? What do you think about the podcast?
Well, I always have enjoyed podcasts. It's a reason that I still enjoy doing my personal power-up podcast, because I love audio. I love people being able to drive in the car, listen to the radio. So podcasts themselves have great emotional appeal to me just from the media themselves. And then I feel like this podcast is going to be very good because it's going to be focused on providing good content, good knowledge, practical knowledge about self-defense, about coaching, about how to approach your life, how to approach maybe others' lives. If you see someone who may need assistance, how to do that tactfully and allow them to ease themselves into a positive transition. I think that the podcast overall, the Cherub Podcast, is going to be one that people are going to want to listen to, not only to get tips and tricks about self-defense and coaching, but also to find inspiration from those topics. A lot of people find inspiration from watching, say, a Bruce Lee movie. They think that it's awesome and exciting. And I really think that this podcast can be just as exciting, just in a different way.
Exactly. We want you to listen to our podcast and then move. Like, say you get inspired to do self-defense classes. Well, then go and do it. Mm-hmm. We would love that. We love people to be inspired. And you're like, what is Kali? What is CLOT? Well, go find a local CLOT school or find a Kali school and go out and check it out. You know, usually most self-defense instructors don't charge for the first lesson. In fact, they kind of want you to understand the art before you go and do it. That's what my hope for the podcast is that the listener goes out and do what they want to do.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, I am definitely looking forward to it and looking forward to being a part of Cherub Defense as a whole. It's a very exciting opportunity for me and for everyone else involved. And for anyone who is listening to this initial podcast, this is going to be the start of a very good series for the year of 2012 and hopefully into the future. Elmer, do you have any final words and thoughts we'd like to leave the listeners with?
I would say, I would like to leave with a quote. This quote is by Bob Boudin, and it says, "The unexamined life is not worth living." You know, if you're not happy with your life, if you're not inspired by it, well, take a look at it. What are you missing? Find those missing points, address it, face it, and then move on.